Good morning. I have lots of things in front of me today, so we're going to get started. First of all, I want to talk about this piece of paper. I wrote the word me on it. And sometimes I feel, and maybe you feel this way, in that the minute the wind blows, this thing is gone. The minute the wind blows, I am tired, I'm worn out, I am shaken, and I think sometimes I forget something that's very true that Pastor Kendall talked about this morning, is about how God promises this unshakable kingdom and this perfect rest and this peace to those of us that believe. Like, he promises that, but sometimes we lose sight of it. And so in this demonstration this morning, you can kind of see how that plays out, and I would love for you to try this at home, okay? So take a piece of paper, and you're going to wrap it around a paper towel tube. Now, on the paper towel tube, I wrote the word Jesus. And it's important, I think, because he is a firm foundation. He is not shaken. He is solid. He makes a promise to us that doesn't fall over, or he doesn't forget. He keeps his promises. And so here we have this tube that says Jesus, and then here is me. These are a lot different, right? One is a little bit more, or is more sturdy, and I'm very shaken at times. But here's the deal. When I put my faith in Jesus, when I put my life in his hands, and I am centered in Jesus. So we're going to wrap this around this paper towel tube, okay? And when I put my faith in him and I believe in him, he says that he is the unshakable truth. He is my rock. He is making promises and has made promises to me that he's not going to go back on or forget. He is going to provide rest when I need it. At all times, he's going to say, hey, Becky, not just rest like sleep, but when you're worried and you're stressed, you can give me those things. You can rest. I will carry your burdens. I will take care of you. So here we are. We wrap ourselves around the Lord. And now, instead of people looking at us and seeing us, what do they see? You're right. They see Jesus. They see him in us. Okay? So I'm going to take the tube out, because in our demonstration, we want to see with Jesus in our lives, what does this look like, right? What does it mean for us? So now we have a piece of paper, which was really flimsy on its own, but with Jesus and his presence, we now have something that can withhold hard times. Like when things come at us, we don't have to be shaken. We don't have to lose our rest. We don't have to have this turmoil within our soul, because we know that he has promised this rest. And not just here on earth, not just right now, but a future rest, an eternal rest. We'll be with him forever. And so let's look at this. So I grabbed a few books from my house. So some of the things that get piled on me that might be shaken, or maybe you, is homework. I know, like you're sitting at home and you're going, oh my goodness, I have been doing homework after homework after homework, right? Okay. Another thing that I grabbed was this book. It says Hashimoto's. So when you have a sickness, or you have something that comes up with you physically and you're not feeling well, it's something hard to carry, right? And it's heavy. We have to figure those things out. This is for parents out there, a book that I had that's called Tough Questions. Or Tough Stuff for Parenting, and it's about questions that might come up, and we go, how do we answer that? What would the Lord say about that? So these are things that maybe come up that we struggle with, that we could be overwhelmed with. So I'm gonna take. It's smart to take like the hardback book first and put it on. So let's see. We have our unshakable foundation, and we're going to put our first book on. See how it does. All right. So the flimsy piece of paper was able to hold a struggle or a concern that we have. And in that, we can have so much rest, right? We're able to say, okay, Lord, with your presence, because we believe in you, you have been able to hold the things that we struggle with. You've given us this rest. So let's keep trying. This is a big, flimsy book. Yeah. Okay, our homework, our worries, our concerns, the things that we're overwhelmed with. So here's the thing. Sometimes we know this to be true, but we just kind of lose sight of it. We have to be reminded, kind of like the Israelites. They were God's people. We're God's people with his presence, and they lost sight right before they got to the promised land. They got discouraged and overwhelmed, and they lost their rest. They lost the peace that the Lord had given them. And we can do the same thing in our lives. When we're overwhelmed, we can lose sight that we're God's people, and he has promised us this unshakable rest, and we can trust him. So today, as we go through our lives, if you want to try this out, it would be kind of fun to say, okay, what are some of my concerns or worries? What are the things that I would want to find rest in? And maybe try it out at your home, just as a good reminder that we don't walk in this world alone. Once we believe in Jesus Christ, he has these promises that he's made, and we can trust him for those to be true. And we don't have to be overwhelmed or lose sight. Just continue to come back. Like Kendall said, we link arms with those around us to be reminded that he has already promised an unshakable, perfect peace for our lives. Not just for today, but for eternity. So have a great day. Try it out.